episode 1, The Office. The experience of having Vanessa off from maternity leave left an empty space for such a long time. So having Vanessa back was a very good experience for everybody in the office. Michael said to Vanessa, Vanessa, it's so good to have you back. Vanessa exclaimed, It's good to be back, said Vanessa. Having a baby boy and a wonderful husband and obviously a great job to come home to is always great. And what I mean is, this is my second home. It's almost like as if I missed my job in a lot of ways. But I do appreciate being back, as Vanessa explained. Well, Michael said, It's good to have you back. And Cindy exclaimed, Thank you, Vanessa, for coming back in such short notice because we know that you could have been on maternity leave for much longer if you wanted to. No, I was on maternity leave for 6 weeks. That was long enough, said Vanessa. Well, now that I'm back and it's obviously Tuesday and I took Monday off, so what's on the agenda today, said Vanessa. Well, Michael explained that luckily you missed Monday because there was some drama that took place and it's been taken care of, but you missed it. And missed what, said Vanessa. Well, somebody was skimming numbers and got caught, and luckily it was investigated and we found out the culprit. Oh, really? I'm glad I missed it, said Vanessa, chuckling. Yeah, it's nice to know that things can get done swiftly and quickly. So we're back to business as usual, said Michael. As Harrison walks in the door, how's everybody doing this morning? Well, we're doing pretty good. We're just drinking water and coffee and just getting reacquainted with Vanessa as Vanessa's back from maternity leave. And Harrison says, I see that. It's good to have you back, said Harrison. Oh, it's good to be back, said Vanessa. It's good to have you back too, said Julie. It's good to be back. So, as the conversation swirled around about Vanessa's returning back from maternity leave and all the gushing over her baby pictures of her baby boy, it took some time out of the normal routine of getting back into the work swing of the daily routine. Everybody was just getting reacquainted with the whole schedule on Tuesday. Although there was a Tuesday report at the Hollister location, Michael was planning on attending, that Michael Carrington was going to be leading the appointment. Michael was planning to either go or not go. He wasn't really sure. So he wanted to spend some time at his office at the main location. He asked Cindy, is there any hires or anything that we need to do as far as hiring any or fill any positions? Cindy said there's possible openings for positions as we're entering in spring now. Well, now that it's spring, it's a possibility that we should open up some positions. I'm looking to hire maybe some entry-level positions, maybe even look at management and see if we can look at promotions. So let's see what we have on the agenda, said Michael. Okay, said Cindy. So there's possibilities for advancement. I'd like to see some people advance, and I want to see if there's possibility for promotion, said Michael. And Vanessa was all on board with that, and so was Harrison, and so was Julie. Julie, how's everything going on in daycare? Everything seems to be running smoothly, yes, nothing bad to report. No injuries, no nothing. Everything's going as well as possible, said Julie. So that's good. You're taking care of everything and you're managing that so far. That's been going really well. And anybody have any questions about daycare, make sure you go to Jolie about that because she is in charge of managing that sector of the company. And of course, being as some of you have children that are in the daycare center, if you have any questions personally, just take it up with Jolie. Oh, definitely, said Vanessa, as she too uses the daycare facility for that purpose. So everybody was just running through the day to day things that were going on. And of course, Harrison uses the daycare center as well for Lily. So pretty much they went through the morning routine and it was approaching the early part of lunch hour as it was almost 11 o'clock. Michael said, well, listen, I don't want to cut anything short, but I know it's almost lunch hour. If anybody wants to take an early lunch, go ahead, because I'm going to go to the Hollister meeting and I don't know if I'm going to leave early or if I'm just going to stay here and wait till I go to the Hollister meeting about 12 o'clock. So I'm just going to take an early lunch. If anybody's interested in going to lunch, or just sitting back here and just getting takeout. So it's up to you, said Michael. Well, I'm not really sure I really want to do takeout. I've kind of burned out from doing takeout. Last time I had Chinese, I was really sick. Oh, really? Garbling water? Yeah, sorry about that, said Vanessa. Well, Vanessa, we enjoy each other's company so much that I I don't want to order pizza. I don't want to order anything like that. Maybe we could go somewhere or a restaurant or something like that, but it would take too much time. So I'm just going to do something like maybe go home and make something real quick and just come back. Okay, you're all free to go for now. And I'm going to go to the Hollister meeting and I'll just go ahead and go home for lunch. And I'll meet up with all of you tomorrow because I'll just break from there. So I'll see you all later tomorrow as usual. Okay, see you later, Mike. As Mike leaves, he goes out the back entrance where the employees leave for the exit door. And he sees Carol Henderson, and Carol Henderson fortunately loves to see Michael as he exits the door, and she waves hi to him and bye at the same time. She says, wait a second. Carol Henderson says, wait, before you leave, I just want to thank you for being here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate seeing you. After all the highs and lows of this company, you begin to appreciate seeing you walk out that door. And I just want to say, have a good day. Oh, well, thank you, said Michael. Said, seeing that you're leaving, said Carol Henderson, is something I really appreciate. And I just want you to know you're appreciated. Well, thank you again, said Michael, as Michael walks out the door. He gets in his car and he heads home for lunch. As he heads through the traffic, which traffic, of course, is light, thankfully, and he gets home, he pulls into his driveway and heads into the house. He sees Grace has made lunch and she made a light salad. And he said, hey, do you have enough salad for me? Said Michael to Grace. Sure, you want salad? That's perfectly fine with me if you would like to join me, said Grace. Yeah, I would love to join you for salad, if that's okay. I have to head to a meeting in Hollister, and if you don't mind, I would just like to just join you for lunch for a short time. I didn't feel like going out to eat, and I didn't really want to go do takeout. So I just thought it would be simpler just to eat lunch at home. Well, I'm having salad and grilled cheese, so is that okay? Oh, that's perfect. I would love that. Salad and grilled cheese. What a combination, said Michael. Yeah, said Grace. It's it's when you have kids, you get used to this type of diet, I guess. I don't know. It's probably not the best diet, but it is the diet that we've been on. We need to change our diet, said Michael. We really need to slow down on the grilled cheese. Yeah, probably, said Grace. Well, anyway, while we're on the topic of diets, well, in this case, food, because I'm hungry right now. I'm not going to talk about diets at this point because I have to get to this meeting. I'll just enjoy whatever you prepared. I'm not going to be picky right this point. Okay, said Grace. Good, because it's already made at this juncture. So they enjoyed a nice meal with grilled cheese and a nice light salad, and that was really the end of that point. And they had a nice conversation over that lunch date that they had at home. As Michael was preparing to leave, as they finished their conversation, Michael said, "Thank you, Grace, for in the wonderful lunch and the wonderful conversation. I have to get to that meeting." What meeting is it? It's Michael Carrington's meeting at the Hollister branch. Oh, okay. So you're going to meet with Michael Carrington? Yes, I'm going to meet with Michael Carrington and I'm going to listen to his conference. And it's his Tuesday report. So I'm just going to sit in and listen. Okay, well, I'll talk to you whenever you're done with that. And I'll see you later. Okay, can I have a kiss? Said Michael. Yes, you can have a kiss, said Grace. As they kissed and Michael left, he pulls out the driveway and heads to the Hollister branch location. And he sees that there's a parking space just for him, perfectly located right where he needed to be. As he pulls in and he heads into the Hollister branch, he sees Michael Carrington and immediately says, "Hi, Michael." "Oh, it's so good to see you," said Michael Carrington. "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be here," said Michael Smithton. "I'm really, really been looking forward to coming to this meeting. I wanted to hear what you had to say." "Oh, I'm sure," said Michael Carrington. "There's not much to report. We've just been steady pretty much the whole last couple weeks. So I don't know how much you want to hear, but it's just going to be a general report." "Okay, well, I'm just going to sit and listen, and I know I'm on time, so the report will be here in about a few minutes, so I got to go in and prepare," said Michael Carrington. "Okay," said Michael Smithton. As they go into the conference room to prepare for the Tuesday report, Michael Carrington goes to the podium and has the office gather. As most of the office employees are all there at that location, they're all ready to listen to the conference meeting and report. Michael Smithton sits in the back area as he waits to hear the report. "Hi, my name is Michael Carrington, as you know, and I'm here to do the Tuesday report. And as you know, we've been doing steady business. It's been relatively improving as spring is now in full swing. We're starting to see gradual improvements, and rentals have been successful. We have seen progress gradual as the weather has gotten better, and as the weather gets better, so does the rentals get better. So for those of you who are wondering what we're doing, we're only making better and more progress as the weather improves. And I can only foresee that getting better. So that's the progress report right now. As for anything else, we don't know if we're having a spring fling this year or not. I haven't heard anything as of yet, but I do know this, that we are planning to, um, oh, I'm sorry, paychecks. Paychecks will be coming out on Friday after 2 o'clock p.m. You can go to HR and you will be able to get your paycheck after 2 o'clock. And as for any other reports, if there's any more updates or information, you can contact HR for that at the main location. And that's it for the report. For those of you who have any questions, you want to stay behind, and I will answer those questions for you afterwards. That's it for the report. Thank you for listening, and carry on. As Michael wraps up the report, some people are straggling behind just to ask some general questions. And Michael answers some general questions, and then Michael Smith then waits for the questions to be answered, and then he sits back and waits. Oh, it sounds like you have really a general report. Yeah, I kind of tried to tell you that. It wasn't really a big report. It was just a progress report because we are doing better as the weather is improving. Oh, okay. Well, I see that as a bonus. Yeah, it is getting better. We haven't done the quarterly report, not until like the end of March. So once the end of March comes, we can start doing more as far as the quarterly report. And then I'll send that information to you once I get that, said Michael Carrington. Okay, said Michael Smithton. Well, then you don't need me to be here hanging around. Oh, that's great. I'm glad that you came, said Michael Carrington. Great. Excellent, said Michael Smithton. Well, I'm going to head out, and I will head home from here, and I'll talk to you later. All right, said Michael Smithton. And I'll talk to you later, Michael Carrington, said Michael Smithton. Okay, great. I'll talk to you later. As Michael Smithton left, he headed back to his house and, of course, saw Grace again. And he said, wow, she said, that was quick. Yeah, it wasn't really that long of a meeting. It was pretty short. It was just the progress report. So what are we going to do the rest of the day? Well, the kids are being picked up by Miss Jackson, and we're going to have a meeting with Miss Jackson shortly. And then once we have that meeting, we have the kids that are being picked up by the babysitters from the nursery daycare center. So Miss Jackson will be here shortly. She's just going over some general stuff, and that would be the end of that meeting. Is there any changes? No changes, just general information. Okay. So Miss Jackson comes in and says, the kids have been doing great. I just want you to know that the spring recital is going on in about a couple weeks. So I didn't know if you were aware that the kids are really excited about the spring recital. Yeah, we're really excited about the spring recital. And you know that spring baseball is coming up too. And I just want to make you aware that there's a lot of things that we got to get caught up on. So I wanted to keep you abreast of this information. Okay, that's great. As the kids are coming in from daycare, they were just rushing into the house as the meeting was going on. Okay, so I didn't want to keep this meeting too long because I know you have other kids coming in. So I'll make it really short, said Miss Jackson. Just so that you know what's going on to keep up with the kids and just to keep up with the schedule. I just wanted to help you keep up, generally speaking. Oh, thank you so much, said Grace. It does help to have reminders. We have a busy schedule, as you can tell. Yeah, I can tell, said Miss Jackson, and said Michael said the same. Okay, that's great, Miss Jackson. I'll be leaving, said Miss Jackson. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, too. As the kids gathered together to do their homework, the day was just getting started for the homework. Assignments were getting accomplished at that point.